Hello everybody in YouTube land and welcome to the next episode of the Alice in Wonderland run with Minh and Zoe, my blind run through Alice. We got some story to read, so let's get reading, shall we? The places in Wonderland where the fields and trees meet tend to spark the greatest suspicion in you. The illusion of safety in the wide plains makes the darkened forest look all the more sinister. Shadows flit around every fallen log and bed of moss, making each step forward a nervous one. Where will Guruthnaka's hungry minions strike from this time? As if to answer your question, a pair of dark claws extends from a rotted stump, but before you can beat them back, a shaking sound echoes from within the woods and the shadows retreat. Curiosity strikes you at the swift result, and you head a little deeper into the woods to find the source of the noise. Even after what you've seen in Wonderland, the sight that greets you seems far-fetched. Two rotund figures of indeterminate age stand in a clearing, fighting back and forth over a small object. It takes a moment of observation before it occurs to you that the two look exactly like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, I said those in the wrong order, from the old nursery rhyme. They're currently tussling with each other over a toy rattle, which you quickly identify as the source of the strange noise from before. You look to the edges of the clearing and confirm that each wild shake of the rattle causes the creeping shadows to shrink away. Strange as it seems, it may help your mission to get that rattle. My camera is weird. I need to bring it down just a little bit more. There we go. You step close to the two and try to interject, but the twins look to you indignantly. "It's rude to interrupt," Tweedledee snaps at you with a sneer. Contrariwise, it's polite to say nothing at all," Tweedledee chimes in. They ignore your attempts at reasoning and bargaining as they return to their tug-of-war. "It's my rattle, and I shan't let you take it," Tweedledee grunts at his brother. "You've had your fun. It's my turn now," Tweedledee spits back. The two pull on the rattle until a wooden crack echoes out, and each collapses back with half of it. "You broke it!" Tweedledum cries out, though his brother shakes his head and sneers. "Didn't!" The pair storms off before you can intervene or mediate, shouting threats of war at each other. 'Tis the season, I suppose. You sigh in irritation. At first you consider just snatching the pieces of the rattle away from them, but your plan is quickly stifled by the sudden appearance of two massive armies of figures. One battalion is made of living playing cards and the other of living chess pieces, each siding with one of the Tweedles, who are busy strapping household objects to themselves for protection. The Cheshire Cat appears between you with the same telltale grin, but a roll of his eyes. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, I say them in the wrong order each time, agreed to have a battle. Surely you know the rest. It purrs as the companions take places across a small wooded valley from each other. Once again, you've been caught up in the nonsense of Wonderland's strange citizens. Still, if at all possible, you've got to get your hands on that damn rattle. Alright, we've done all the setup. Set the monstrous crow aside, out of play. That's scary. And then we have search the collected cards for one soldier enemy and put into play at a different slope location. Pawn enemies cannot be chosen. Okay, I did not read that part of it. Let me put the pawn back in here. I did grab a pawn. It was just the first one I saw. So let's go grab not a pawn. Red Knight. He looks scary. Clubs. After you attack, you lose one resource. 2 resources instead if Red Knight moved to your location before attacking. Chest, you get it? After you attack, you discard a card from your hand with at least 1 foot icon if you cannot take 1 damage. Okay. We got clubs. Okay. Yeah, I agree. The writing on this one's really good. I think we're just going to grab this guy. Because he just kind of lives in this spot. Oh my god, what have I done? Let's put him up there. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we are on the overgrown dell. If there are at least 2 player total tokens on the scenario card, test Brain or Book 4. If you succeed in your campaign log under Fragments of Alice, we're going to record Reason. The card and chess soldiers clash around you, obeying the order of the twins. If only you can convince them to give up this ridiculous duel. We have Tweedledum over here. As an action, we can deal 3 damage to him. Any investigator at Tweedledum's location may activate this ability. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. If there is player horror on Tweedledum, flip Tweedledum and move him to the victory display. Okay. And then Tweedledee, deal 3 damage. Any investigator. If there's... Sorry, did I say 3 horror? I meant to say player horror. If there is player horror on Tweedledee... Alright, so we don't want to kill these guys. I'm going to wager. Acting on the Tweedles' orders, the cards and chess pieces clash with each other on every available point in the small wooded valley. At the rate this battle is escalating, the soldiers might actually kill one of the Tweedles before you can get the rattle. When a card enemy is defeated, place 1 damage token on the scenario card. When a chess enemy is defeated, place 1 horror on the scenario card from the token bank. Okay. And then we have thinning the ranks. To end the pointless war between Tweedledum and Tweedledee, get the rattle, you're going to have to be creative, especially if you don't want to just kill one of them. Unfortunately, the massive amount of cards and chess pieces recruited by the Tweedles are bogging down any plans you've devised. If there are no enemies in play, we are going to advance. All right, let's resolve our opening mulligans. So one thing of note, a bunch of stuff happened with Zoey before the game that I've already done. We had to stick to the plan, and in our stick to the plan, we have grabbed the 3 cards we're supposed to grab, which is a prepared for the worst, an on the hunt, and an ever vigilant. Over here, our weakness from our damned, which is going to be upside down, but just bear with me, is when the game begins, each investigator discards the top 5 cards of their deck and shuffle each discarded weakness back into it. So actually, honestly, pretty mild, all things considered. So let's see what we got here. Okay, we burn this. And we're looking at that, and then over here. I mean, honestly, because this could discard our weapon, I think we have to dig deep for a weapon. I think finding a weapon is the most important thing right now. Backpack helps. This is a weapon. Alright, so if we play backpack or not, I think is going to depend on how the rest of this, how this discard the top 5 cards of our deck goes. Because if we discard the Holy Spear, I think there's really no reason to play the backpack. Now over here, I think we keep... I mean, a Eureka is always good. Min's deck is ginormous, though. What does this fricker do again? When you would fail a skill test by exactly 1, you automatically succeed instead. Flip him. Yes, okay. Alright, well, we don't need the perception. I mean, I always like me a Eureka. Oh, no, sorry, I have to draw 2 more cards. Because I have 2 Studiouses. Let's see how that changes things. It doesn't change things too much, to be honest. Like, Sharp Vision's always sick. But we really want to find that scavenging. We really want to find that scavenging. So, honestly, like, I think I'm going to keep the Sharp Vision. I'm going to keep the Ice Pick as well, and then everything else is going to go in the bin. And then we'll draw 4 cards. We'll get there. It's just loading. Okay, that's a pretty nice opening hand. That's pretty good. I agree. The tarot cards that are... that you have to remember, you have to, like, for your first tests, those are, yeah, they're kind of a nightmare to remember. All right, well, let's discard 1. No! 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we do lose some good stuff there. On the plus side, this backpack is very likely to hit. So I need to remind myself what else is in this deck. Like, what else we can potentially hit off of this backpack. Or if we just go with the Executioner's thing and just, like, start cutting, right? Because if we can just start cutting, that's kind of nice. Man, what the fuck is my computer doing that is so hard for it right now? Okay. So we have the cross, which I think honestly might be worth the time. We have a cross. We have the spear. We have the cross and the spear. Honestly, I think it might be worth it. I think it might be worth it. Because, like, we can ever vigilant, right? So if I ever vigilant, I gotta play them one at a time. So we ever vigilant, we're gonna start by, I mean, this thing is in the way. You have too much stuff, Zoe. Zoe, you just have too much stuff going on right now. Alright. So, I mean, we can just put these on top of this. We have Ever Vigilant, so we're going to play the backpack, reducing the cost of resource by 1, so this is going to be free. We're then going to look at the top 12, and hopefully we're going to actually just look at the bottom 4. On the plus side, neither of the ones we want to hit are in the bottom 4, so we can grab the cross, we can grab the spear, and we can also grab the enchanted blade. Nice. So then off of this, we want to play the spear, and I also want to play the cross. And then honestly, this backpack's just going to hold this enchanted blade, so we never have to look at it again. What's our token bag like? We have a -5 and a -4. Okay. I'm pretty sure we could kill this guy. Alternatively, we could just do it next turn. We can gain a resource and play Greta. Which honestly is actually probably a better use of our time. That's looking pretty nice. That's looking pretty nice. Okay. Now over here, Minh, what's the shroud on our location? 3! Don't make me laugh, Minh says. We're going to play a scavenging. We're going to fast out these 2 ice picks. Just kidding. We're going to play a Schaffner's. And then we're going to use 2 of the Schaffners to pay for these ice picks. Beautiful. Then I think in our last action, we're going to investigate. We're going to go 6 to 3. -2. So I am going to scrap an ice pick to grab 2 clues. And I think that's it. And then we'll go upkeep. Does this guy have Hunter? After he attacks you, he does not have Hunter. Let's go upkeep. Gang up's always good. Not right now. So we do get +2/+2. Sorry. Yeah, we're dealing, it's a +2 and 2 damage, but if we can get this out here, then it becomes, like, actually nice. Am I going to probably play am I going to play this Sixth Sense? Probably. Probably. Alright. 1 of 3, I've shuffled the encounter deck. We have Test Brain or Book 5. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each card enemy discarded, take 1 damage and lose 1 resource. For each chest enemy discarded, take 1 horror and discard a card from your hand. That card is actually really brutal. Holy crap. That's a tough card. It has, I mean, actually, not really. It's not that bad. It's actually, like, it has the potential to be, but I think it'll curve pretty low. We're going to test 4 to 4. We're going to do our brain, I suppose, because we have a big brain. Oh my god! Okay. So we're going to discard 5 cards. 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we discard a card. When you discard a card, we're going to take a damage and discard, lose a resource. Take 1 damage, lose 1 resource. Okay. And then Zoe, we don't want to see an enemy here. Oh, what the frick? Humpty Dumpty. Surge. Alright, good job, Humpty. I'm going to put Humpty down here, otherwise I'm going to forget he even exists. And then that surges into Threatened position. Put threatened position to play in your threat area. While there's a chess enemy at your location, you get -2 to all skills except during fight or evade attempts. As a double action, we can discard threatened position. Okay. You're not a chess, you're a card! That means it's time for you to fucking die. Sorry that you have to find out like this. Alright. So Zoey is going to move up to this northwest slope, which is the path up to the north side of the Tweedledum's hill is packed with cards, all clamoring to get down into the central valley. You may not be able to get back down the way you came. That's really flavorful. At the end of the round, heal 1 damage from each card enemy at northwest slope. Okay. We're going to engage this enemy. We're going to gain a resource, and then we are going to ping this MFer for 1 damage. We're then going to attack. We have 4, 5, 6, 6 to 3. I'll take my shot here. We'll just take the shot. Sounds good. We'll go again. I'm going to commit this. We're going to go 8 to 3. Okay. Token bag's tough, huh? Token bag's pretty tough. Okay. Now, as for Minh, I think we might want to stay together here because there's a potential for enemies to just show up. So Minh's going to move in here. We're going to investigate. We have 5 to 3. I'm going to commit this perception. We're going to go 9 to 3. Giving myself an extra symbol. 9 to 3. Okay, sure. I'll never play Arkham again. I get it. All right, we're just going to investigate at 4 to 3. Sure. Okay, this is literal garbage. Oh, sorry, we actually had 7 to 3. That -5 still got us. That's really funny. Yeah, we'll put the damage on Zoey. Okay. We're at 2 of 3. Evil card over here. After card guard Spades attacks you, choose and discard a card from your hand with at least 1 book icon if you cannot take 1 horror. Oh yeah, and I guess we have to do this. If he attacks you, discard a card from your hand with at least 1 fist icon. See you later, gang up. And then this guy heals at the end of the round as well. Search the encounter deck for a soldier enemy. You must either spawn it at that enemy at a slope location, empty if possible, with 1 doom it. Discard that enemy, then take 1 damage, 1 horror. After resolving this effect, shuffle the encounter deck. I think you missed my upkeeps. Oh, so sick. I love upkeeps. It gives me resources. Okay. So search the encounter deck for a soldier enemy. You must either spawn that enemy at a slope location with 1 doom on it. I mean, we're okay with just grabbing a guy. I could put this motherfucker here, right? We just put 1 doom on him. Okay. And then this gets shuffled into the encounter deck? Sure. Okay. Well, we're going to attack this guy. Just attack this guy twice. Alright, well, we're going to attack this guy at... No, I mean, I think we're actually going to attack the guy that Minh's with first. So we're going to commit this. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 using Minh's ability. 9 to 4. Sweet. So this guy will die. And then we get to take an additional action this turn. We're going to attack this guy at 7 to 3. Oh, sorry. We have to do some stuff here. When a card enemy is defeated, we place 1 horror, 1 damage. Okay. So when a card enemy is defeated. Perfect. Okay. So then we attack this guy, -2, -3 if there's instead player total tokens on the scenario card. All right, so this guy will take 2 damage. We're going to go again. Attacking at 7 to 3. Sweet, he is dead. Which then does that. We're going to move down here for our last action to the southwest slope. While there are more damage tokens on the scenario card than horror tokens, it gets +2 Shroud. Sounds great. We're going to engage this man because he does not have aloof or any junk like that. And then we are going to gain a resource and then spend this to nuke him into the death zone. We're going to say bye-bye into the death zone with you. Which, because we killed a chess character, we put a horror on the thing. But now there are no enemies in play, so we will advance. It's forced. No, it's objective. It's not forced. Okay. I am going to... Oh, no, because Minh failed her thing. I am going to fast out this evidence, and we'll grab a clue. Okay. Now let's advance this. Let's see what we need to do. We need to know what our objective is before we, like, start making more decisions. Objectives are forced? Are they? You learn something new every day. The Twins' armies are almost as evenly matched as they themselves are. Every soldier of theirs that you cut down swings the balance of the battle in the favor of the other. However, with fewer soldiers blocking your movements, you can focus on figuring out how to bring an end to the battle. Then, am I going crazy? Unless it says may... Oh, okay, involved. There we go. So I'm not going crazy. Because this one doesn't... It's... Because I was like... I thought there were some... I was like convinced there were some that say when you do this, you must advance. Which to me implies that they aren't... So, like, we're going back, I'm pausing here. Because I'm not mad at you guys, like, I'm going to sound very fucking mad right now. But what the fuck is up with this game? Like, what? It's garbage to me that they're, like, the rules system in this game is fucking trash. It's a nightmare. And I'm, like, fucking angry about it. Like, there's, like, no consistency. There's absolutely no consistency. And it's so frustrating. It's a nightmare. Anyways, now let's go to the next thing. As the battle drags on, the shadows initially banished by the rattle have begun to creep back toward the valley. You think on the childish personalities of the Tweedles and their old nursery rhyme, and you wonder if you can somehow focus the shadows to scare them out of their duel. Only investigators of the overgrown dell may spend the requisite number of clues as a group, which happens to be 6. And apparently we don't have to. This one's not optional. This one is it's not forced. It's optional. The other one's forced just because. It's the stupidest. You know what? Tasty Toast has been wrong sometimes too because the rules in this game are so obtuse. Like, the thing is, I've never seen anyone be 100% right in this game. There's always someone says something and someone says, "Are you sure?" And then there's always a moment of, "No, absolutely not." Even with cards that are printed and published, people do not know what the rules of the card are. Like, there are rules that just we don't have an answer to because there's no consistency in this game. It's wild. You're not always right. No one is ever always right in this game. Not even the designers. They don't know. No one knows. No one knows. Look, what the fuck is happening with Geared Up? What is happening with that card? Why haven't we gotten an answer? What the hell is going on? Anyways, I can easily get 6 clues. I just need to do this. And then we got to go to the West Hill and come back. All right. She's done. She's done. All right. I am going to do a sharp vision here. And I think am I going to use my ice pick? So we have 8 to 3 with this. 8 to 3 is pretty good. Let's do that. Whew, this token bag is being kind of a bully today. I have 0s in here, right? Yeah, look, I still have 2 0s in here. All right, this is gone. We're going to investigate. We have 5. We're going to go 6-3 with this resourceful. Hey. A lot of stuff happens here. So we're going to grab this sharp vision back. We are going to put this ice pick into play. Paying 1, of course. We can't cheat. We can't cheat. We'll grab this clue. Then we'll move down here for our last action. Okay, upkeep. Oh yeah, Scroll of Secrets. That's what this deck's doing. Advance. Okay. All right, game's over. Oh! Very spicy. I see what's going to happen here. With the slight shifting of the flow of combat, one of the soldiers gets an opportunity to storm the opposing hill and attack the dismayed twin on it. Count the damage and horror tokens on the scenario card and resolve the following. If there are more damage tokens on the scenario card than horror tokens and Tweedledum is in play, deal 1 damage to Tweedledum. If there are more, so there's more damage. So there's more damage. So we deal 1 damage to this motherfucker. Ouch. All right. You know, and I only yell and get mad because I care so much. This game's phenomenal. The designers have made an incredible thing. But I think they're like, we have this old Fantasy Flight, like this game, there was that post on the subreddit. This game is begging to be a lifestyle game. Like, this is a game like Magic the Gathering that people could play every week. And people do play every week, right? Oh no, my rant's going to YouTube. Let's do Dunsparce. That people do play this every week, but I think in order for this game to truly succeed as a lifestyle game, there needs to be more from Fantasy Flight, right? The fact that there hasn't been anything announced for a long time is very disconcerting, right? It brings a lot of, like, people are getting antsy. In addition, like, FAQ rule stuff, it should either be solved from the beginning, right? Like, this should have been, like, there needs to be, like, a style guide for the rules so it's consistent. Or alternatively, if they don't want to do a style guide, they need something that... They need someone to answer these questions a lot quicker than what's happened. Because I've seen people play geared up 2 different ways. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. All right, let's draw some evil cards. The Duchess. Sure. What do we got here? No, I gotta stop getting cards. Oh my god. The reason for the lack of announcement is that Fantasy Flight Games got rid of 99% of their marketing department. It's basically just one guy at this point. No, I understand that, but the thing is, like, that has consequences, right? Like, this game may die because of that, right? Like, and the thing is, if Fantasy Flight cares about this game and they view this game as a possibility, they should really put more money into their thing, right? And it's the thing, right? Like, there's a reason why Magic the Gathering has lasted this long. Is because they care. And maybe Fantasy Flight doesn't, like, not the designers care, the workers care, but maybe the people upstairs who sit in the fancy room, maybe they just don't care, right? Maybe they don't care. And that's a tough reality. And it's got to be so frustrating for the designers. Oh my god, they probably can't say anything, so I'll say it for them. But if I was them, I would be very upset. I would be very upset. Because they have a fantastic game with so many good pieces. And then, like, there's like a team of probably, like, a handful of people, maybe more, I don't know the inner workings. But, like, they have to do so much with probably very little support from the big, from Dr. Asmodee. You know the guy. Okay, we didn't want to see a card guy here. How likely is it for us to evade this guy? That's the question of the day. It's probably not that likely, is it? Because the problem is I don't want to kill this guy. That's a great question. Remove all tokens from the scenario card. All right, that's fine. Then we can just kill this guy. No. I shouldn't destroy those. Those are very important to me. We'll just move them to the side. Great question. It's all the way at the bottom. I got to read the whole thing. I can't just assume I know. I can't just assume that I'm Jesus. If no resolution was reached to this effect, remove all tokens from the scenario card, then flip this agenda back to its A side. Cool. Alright, yeah, you're fucking dead. I'm gonna kill you! Alright. We just attack? We just attack. I mean, we actually don't need to rush into anything. We can engage this guy, get a resource, and then we can attack. We can make some cash out of this. So we have 7-3. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to steal the clue. Beautiful. Get this fucker out of here. You're under arrest. Go there. I'm going to put a damage on you, Greta. I'm going to grab this clue. Don't think I won't. And then I'll move up to this location. Parlay, test brain. Or book 3 to convince one of Tweedledum's playing cards to abandon the fight. If you succeed, place 1 damage on the scenario card if you fail. Nice. Okay. Something to do. Min's going to move up here. Time roller, how the heck's it going? Min's going to move up here. She is going to play this analytical mind. And then we'll go, I have 1 action left. I'll investigate. I'll frickin' investigate. I'll use my sharp vision. I'll draw a card. I mean, I technically, I don't know what after is. Probably it's in that step. I know, step 3.81. Right? Step 3.81 of the skill test phase. You guys all know what it is. Step 3.81. Everyone loves that step. It probably happens after when I do after step 2. That's probably when that happens. That's what my mind says it is. So it actually, in all actuality, it probably happens in step 4. No, in this game. I'm salty today, I suppose. All right, I have 8-4. We'll use the ice picks to go 10-4. I'll grab 2 clues. Get in the bin. All right, let's go upkeep. That safeguard's pretty huge. 1 of 3. Evil card over here. What the frick? Red Rook. Retaliate. Each other chess enemy at this location gains retaliate. Chess is good. Chess is what we want to kill right now, right? Yeah. Contested area. Attach contested area to your location. When anyone spawn or at or enter the attached location, place 1 doom on that enemy. Alrighty then. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So I can engage this MFer. Get a resource, get some cash. I could also ping him for 1, then we can commit the Vicious Blow. Kill him in 1. We can play the Safeguard. Actually, I think probably killing him in 1 is probably just worth the actions we're going to get. It probably is. So yeah, we're going to engage this man. Engage to be wed. We're going to gain a resource and then spend that resource to ping this MFer for 1. We're going to attack him. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 3. Let's do it. Nice. All right. This guy's dead. He takes 2 damage from this, 1 damage from the Vicious Blow. We have defeated a chess enemy. So this moves here. This is a cool scenario. I really like this scenario. It's neat. I mean, I don't know what the ending is, but I've been liking the feedback, the gameplay loop so far. Okay, let's play this Safeguard for our last action. Now Minh is going to move. She's going to roll down the hill. And we're going to Safeguard with her. We're going to Safeguard her if she moves for the rest of the turn. I'm going to spend 2 of our clues. How's it going? SW Junkie. And let's advance this. At first, it seems to be impossible to corral the shadows toward any specific part of the battlefield. However, on the sloped terrain around the battlefield, you find several fallen crow feathers that seem to draw nearby shadows towards them. You gather as many as you can and collect them in the central valley. Within minutes, the darkness begins to coalesce around the bundle of feathers and expand into an enormous shape. You take several steps back and cover your ears as the unearthly cawing of the unnatural crow screams out from the growing darkness. Tweedledum and Tweedledee stand barking orders at their minions and stand in fright and awe. Stop barking orders at their minions and stand in fright and awe as the shadowy crow takes shape. Put the set-aside monstrous crow into play next to the agenda deck. Spooky! At the end of the enemy phase, Monstrous Crow attacks each investigator in player order regardless of their location. Investigators as a group may spend 1 clue to cancel an attack made against any investigator. Okay! That's very... Pete sees the evil crow and he says, I'm game. That crow can then caw at me for the rest of time. Alright, as the crow flies. The Tweedles are already panicking, but still attempting to marshal their troops into action. With the shadowy crow bearing down on the battlefield, you have the tool you need to scare some senses into the twins. If you're at the same location as Tweedledum or Tweedledee, parlay. Test Brain or Book 4. If you succeed, place 1 horror on an uncontrolled story asset at your location. If Tweedledum, terrified twin... Did I miss something? Flip them and move them to the victory display. Okay. If Tweedledum, Terrified Twin, and Tweedledee, Terrified Twin are both in the victory display, we advance. We have an objective, baby! And Minh has 2 actions left? Oh, baby! That's great news for everybody. Alright, Minh's going to move up here. If there are at least 2 or more horror tokens, you cannot investigate. 2 or more horror over damage. Alright, Zoe's going to come up here. And then I think we're going to ice pick here. We have 6 to 2. I'm going to commit this Unrelenting. We're going to seal a +1, a 0, and a 0. We're going to draw a card off Analytical Mind and then draw 2 cards off Unrelenting. The fuck? I am God. All right. So we have 8 to 2, I believe. Oh, let's go. The token bag's really trying to get us. It's really trying to get us in this scenario. Anyways, we're going to sack an ice pick to grab 2 clues. Okay. At the end of the enemy phase. Sure. We'll go upkeep. We'll go upkeep. Alright. We'll each take a horror. I'm totally okay with just taking some horror here. Alright. 2 of 3. Evil card is Misdeal. Test foot 1. This test gets difficulty increased by 1 for 2 card enemies in the encounter discard pile. That's a lot of counting. That's a lot of counting we got to do. Okay, so we have 2 card enemies. We have 4 card enemies. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 card enemies. So this is a foot 3. If you fail, discard 2 cards from your hand at random. Then if you have 2 or fewer cards in hand. Okay. I'm going to commit this resourceful. We're going to get +1. So +2. So we are 4 to 3. I'm going to draw a card. No. I'm also going to commit this Glimmer of Hope. So we're getting +3. So we're 5 to 3. So sick. Give me back my sharp vision. Give me back my Amanda sharp vision, please. Over here we have a card guard. All right, he'll engage me and we'll ping him for 1. We need to not kill this guy this turn. We want to not kill him. If we don't kill him, we can actually put the damage on Tweedledee, which we want to do because if you can't tell from the looks of it, we're trying to get rid of Tweedledee first, considering we're on his side. So we can try to evade him at 6 to 2. We're going to try to evade this guy at 6 to 2. I do think we don't want to kill him. If we can avoid it. So we're going to go 6 to 2. Sweet. I'll draw a card. Oh, I'll do this. No. We wait on this. We wait on this until we have to. I'll draw 1 more card. Nice. All right. Minh is going to move in here, and Zoe's going to obviously come with her. Test brain, yes. Yes. Okay, just the inverse. But we want that victory, baby. We want that juicy victory. Okay. We can try to talk to this guy. It's a 4 test. That's not an easy test. But we can go 7 to 4. Committing this Scroll of Secrets. We're going to draw a card. Okay. 7 to 4. Fantastic. So we put a horror on him. We're telling him, that crow's going to come and eat you. You little guy. That crow's going to come and eat your soul. All right. And then what we're going to do for our last action, we're going to sharp vision this location. We're going to use the ice pick. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 4. Let's go. Yeah, I'll return that sharp vision to my hand. Don't think I won't. Beautiful. Okay. Enemy phase. I'll spend the clues to just avoid taking horror. We have the clues, we just got them, so we can just keep going. This stands up. Let's go upkeep. Nice glimmer of hope. An overpower is always nice. This flips. Okay, then. Count the damage and horror on the scenario card. Resolve the following. If there are more damage tokens on the scenario card than horror, Tweedledum is in play, yada, yada, yada. So we have otherwise, because they are an equal amount, so we'll deal 1 damage to either one of them. We're going to deal it to Tweedledee over here. And then, so what do we want to do now? If there are more... So we want to kill... We don't want to kill cards if we can avoid it. If we can avoid it, we don't want to kill cards. Okay. Then let's see what we got. Flip the Cheshire Cat. Oh, frick. Alright, so this one now is when you would succeed a skill test by exactly 1, you automatically fail. So we're going to surge into... I love this contested area thing here. That both of the sides with the Tweedles are contested. That's kind of fun. Alright, this guy's going to get 1 doom. Okay. Yeah, I'll ping this guy for 1 as well. Get my resource, spend it. So I think Minh goes first. What do we do here? What's the line? Looking at our board state. Okay. Okay. We're going to do this book test. The book test on this. So we're going to commit this scavenging and this to put us up to 8 to 4. We don't want to see a -3. Flip him! Flip the MFer. That's so funny. Cool. Give me back my Glimmer of Hopes for my next action. And then I'm going to commit them, and we're going to go up 2. We're going to go 6 to 4. Sweet. Oh, I could have probably scavenged back something with that thing, couldn't I? Oh, well. Alright, we're going to flip him. Nice, okay. Alright, well those are unfortunately all of Minh's actions, but I think it's okay. Alright, well we want to attack this guy. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 to 2. That's pretty good. He's dead. Put a resource on him when I meant to put a damage on him. That's so funny. I'm going to burn one of these chest things. Not that I think it's scary, but just because, like, I have the time. Enemy phase, we're each going to take a horror, and then we'll go to upkeep. Attach it at the... spawn it at the location furthest from you. Okay. Oh, sorry. We have a horror for killing a card. Give me an enemy to smite. The dodo! Alright, guard of card guard. After card guard attacks you. So he spawns at the farthest location from me. So 1, 2, 3. It's gotta be the West Hill, right? He comes with a Doom because of this. Well, luckily that's an easy thing to kill. Wait, that's Artorias? It is Artorias' helmet. It is a card of Artorias? Where does what the frick's happening here? You were 100% right. That is Artorias. That's wild. Anyways, 2 Doom in play. I mean, Min can just walk there next turn depending on cards we draw. Search the cataract for a soldier enemy. Let's grab this guy. Spawn the enemy at a slope location empty if possible with 1 Doom on it. You know what? I'll just take a damage and a horror. Discard the enemy, then take a damage and a horror. After resolving this effect, shuffle it into the counter deck. Sounds good. We draw... Choose a player who does not... Give me that cat! And that's going to surge into... Take that cat back! Fucking this... okay. I mean, I think we can put this guy here. We get a soldier enemy, and we put him here with 1 Doom on it. So there could be a way that that's just the card we draw until the end of time, right? Okay. Well, Min's going to move, and then we're going to safeguard this. So we're going to move in here, but Zoe's going to enter the locations first. So then Min's going to move in here. Zoe's going to come in first due to the order of this. We're going to grab the pawn, zap the pawn. Just get this fucker out of here. And then we're going to move in here for our last action. And she's going to come in first, and she's going to grab the thing she has to hunt. All right, so we got to make sure Min gets her bag. And her bag is getting rid of this from her hand. All right, well, she'll do that next turn. Now over here, we just have to kill this guy. We have 4, 5, 6. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to fucking tempt fate, baby. I'm going to draw a card. We're going to attack this guy. We're going to seal 2 bless tokens on this. I want these bless tokens here because I just want them here, okay? I want to have at least some bless tokens in play. It's like in my soul. Anyways, we have 4, 5. We have 9 to 4. It also luckily gets us over the hump of the -5 token. All right, I have 2 actions left. I'm going to draw a card, and then I'm going to play the tower. Because I was going to say, I didn't say this, but I was going to say, I want to draw a card because there's a tower in my deck, and I might be able to draw it and then play it this turn because I have the resources for it. All right. We're going to go into upkeep. Enemy phase now. I'll spend 2 clues to prevent the damage. I'll go upkeep. Glimmer of Hope's really good, actually. 2 of 3. Evil card here. The Red Knight, get this effer out of here. Oh, sorry, we killed a card? That's a damage. We also killed a chess piece, though. We killed him. Okay. Search the counter deck for a soldier enemy. Just come on, buddy. You can come back. Put a Doom on him. Oh, I'm an idiot. Guys, I'm an idiot. Guys, I'm actually an idiot. I'm like an actual idiot. I read this card completely wrong. I thought it said, after resolving this effect, shuffle it into the encounter deck. That's my bad. That's my bad. So I've drawn this card more than I should have. In my mind, it just seemed like a card that I would draw multiple times. So I was like, okay, we're going to put this back in here. That's so funny. I don't even, like, that's not even on anybody. That's just, like, literally on me. I just read it. I added words that never existed on this card. That is hilarious. Anyways. I mean, I think we're just going to, like, try to kick some butt this turn. Zoe's going to engage this guy. I'm just going to grab the resources, I think. It do be like that sometimes. Yeah, just it do be like that sometimes. Does that retaliate? No. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. Sweet, he's dead. That's a chess. For our last action, gonna get a resource. Okay. So Minh is actually going to start with an investigate. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 to 4. Sweet. Get rid of this. Oh, that guy would have had a thing on him. He would have had a Doom. He was dead, though. All right, and then we're going to go 6 to 4. We're going to draw a card. I'm bleeding to death. So we're going to go 6 to 4 for this book test here. I'll go 7 to 4. We can help over here. So 6 to 4. I need you guys to get a hold of me. I have an extra Edge of the Earth campaign box, and I'd rather have this channel give it away than anything else. Welded Shut, are you a part of our Discord channel? Are you a part of our Discord channel? Because if you are, that's the best way to get in touch with me. If you aren't and you have Discord, you should join our Discord channel, and then I can message you on there. That's the best way for me as well. Sorry, I'm just going to finish this math here, because we have a -3 token. So we have 4... 5, 6, 7 minus 3 is enough. We can put a horror on this guy. We have 1 action left. We're going to do the same thing. She's going to commit this for 3. So we are now 7 to 4. Sweet. Let's put this motherfucker in the victory display. I didn't get this. I actually could have got there this turn. But I think, you know me, I play the objective. That is both my strength and my weakness. The Tweedles' nerves were failing them at the crow's appearance, but your added fear-mongering sends them screaming and scrambling away from the battle. Without their leaders, the cards and chess pieces have no further driving force and amble away from the valley harmlessly. Satisfied, you grab the last discarded piece of the rattle and turn your attention up to the shadowy crow. Resolution 5. Before I read anything, apart from me making the error with this card, which obviously, like, my grumbling about how, like, oh, are we going to get into an infinite loop? We actually could not get. Everything else is... Everything was just my own. It was all my problem. But I think this was a great scenario. I actually really like this one. It was really cool design. Welded Shut, I will get to you once I'm done reading this. Just I'll read the resolution and then I'll get to you. All right, resolution 5. You assemble the pieces of the rattle as quickly as you can while the monstrous crow wheels upwards. Would the rattle work as it did before it was broken? You cross the fingers of your free hand and shake the rattle wildly as the shadowy bird swoops down at you. It dives within inches of your face and you nearly cringe, but the shadows flow around you and the crow feathers drift harmlessly down to the ground as the beast disperses. A pair of terrified whimpers directs you to your attention to Tweedledum and Tweedledee hugging each other fearfully as they stare in your direction. "'Tain't natural, not know how. They mule, and all for a rattle." They look to the rattle and cringe in fear, the very sight of it now reminding them of the crow. They retreat a short distance away from you and talk amongst themselves for a moment. Finally, the duo shakes hands and walks away with arms over each other's shoulders. It seems unlikely, but perhaps you've scared some sense into them after all. In your campaign log, we're going to record a bunch of strength under Wonderland. And then we record the Tweedles learned that there are worse things than fighting each other. Proceed to Resolution 6. The rattle seems so ordinary, and yet you can feel some strange power within it. It's a simple feeling that a childish object could banish your fears and nightmares, but in Alice's dreams, perhaps there's some tangible truth to it. Any possible weapon against the shadow is worth keeping a hold of at any rate. Anyone investigator may choose to add Tweedle's rattle to their deck. Then we get Victory X, and then we went down the rabbit hole. So we're going to go to the lion and the unicorn. So let's look at this rattle. Exhaust it. Ignore all effects that increase your location shroud for this test. Exhaust it. Evade if your target has... Interesting. I'm going to think on this. I'm going to think on that. Because our decks are kind of loaded. And I regret some of the things. But this does commit for 2 symbols. Alright. So we got to read this. We got a lot to read. we have a lot to read here. It's difficult to judge how far you've trekked through Wonderland. Milestones and landmarks are few and far between, which makes the finding an actual road all the more welcome. A simple dirt lane cuts a surprisingly direct path through the countryside. You follow with anticipation building inside you as the dusty earth transitions to loose gravel and finally orderly cobblestones. You scarcely have time to hope for any sort of relief before you arrive at the outskirts of a derelict village. It's clear that Naka's minions have ripped this town apart. Each stone wall bears the same deep gouges that you've seen from other sites from their attack. You watch each darkened corner of the village as you walk further into its heart. As you near the center of the small town, the sounds of commotion grow steadily louder. You peer around a corner cautiously and gawk at the sight coming from the village square. A lion and a unicorn standing on 2 legs, each and back to back, are fending off an advancing crowd of shadowy beasts. You watch in amazement for several moments as the two expertly combat the dark creatures. However, as the din of combat begins to fade to ambience, you begin to catch smatterings of conversations from the pair of animals. "You're slacking! Positively slacking against these fiends!" The unicorn calls out from amid the melee. "You're going to make us miss the refreshments." Your complaining slows you," the lion retorts with a growl. "I fight twice as hard as you ever could." The two continue their brawl, glancing with irritation at each other whenever they can spare a glance. You consider that the two may have once been rivals before being forced into fighting the shadows together. With each passing second, each works to deliberately put the other at a disadvantage. Their wider swings clip each other, their poor footing trips the other, and their exchanges grow more and more volatile. At the rate they're destroying their own fighting chances, you've only a small window to act. If we don't settle this for them, they're dead meat. Alright, we're going to go all for one for all. You decide that the risk of facing down another horde of shadows is worth gaining a few new allies. You rush out from the building and begin pummeling the closest of Naka's minions. The lion and the unicorn regard you strangely, but allow you to join them in standing back to back against the shadows. You bark orders at them to shape up and focus on their foes. While their rivals don't respond verbally, they obey to keep the fight going. You've never seen this many of the shadows attacking the same spot at once. Their relentless assault doesn't give you an opportunity to consider anything but staying alive, however. Monster after monster hurling themselves at you, clawing and biting savagely, but repelled time and time again. For minutes, the melee drags on until at last the flow of enemies evaporates. You stand regularly, as do the lion and the unicorn, utterly exhausted and not a bit bruised from the attack. "Plum cake!" the lion calls out, and the unicorn echoes his strange demand. This sort of fight deserves a king's refreshment. You don't have anything to offer the duo, though you do pose them several questions. "You may have fought well, but don't think you're anywhere near our mark," the unicorn brags down to you. "The crown must go to one of the two of us, me to be precise." The lion scoffs and attempts to rebuff the claim, but you ignore his grumbling. You explain that whatever crown they're fighting for is nowhere to be found. "The blackguards," the lion snorts, "stolen my crown while they ruined our sport." The unicorn stamps its hooves in half agreement, calling for the crown. "We'll retake the crown and then fight for it once again." See that we don't. You decide not to raise any further objections as long as they settled on working together against the shadows. The less you have to reason with these man animals, the better a time you'll have. We get a stronger Wonderland. And under boons, we're going to go the lion and the unicorn. Each investigator searches the collection for a random basic injury, curse, or omen weakness and adds it to their deck for the remainder of the campaign. I'm going to go out on a limb. And I feel as though... Injury, curse, or omen. Oh, shit. Oh, poopy. That's bad. Excuse me? Those are really bad. I'm going to just say right now, I don't know if these outnumber the weaknesses for them. Like, I have to see the payoff when the campaign's done, but right now, I think the right thing to do is just, like, have them all die. Just my initial thought. I'll have to see how else this goes, but right now, that's just kind of what I'm feeling. All right. Well clear of the abandoned village, you try to take your bearings. As before, it's difficult to find any landmarks amid the wide open fields of Wonderland. The ripples of the wind through the tall grass give the appearance of waves of water, until strangely you spot a hint of blue amid the pale green. A river begins to wind its way towards you, as if being carved into the land as it traverses the fields. This cannot be another of Wonderland's random occurrences. Your thoughts return to Alice as you change course to follow the riverbank trail, wondering if her influence could create such a stream like that. So we're going to go to Fool's Mate. Look at that. All right. Well, I'm going to end this one here. Thank you so much for everyone who's watching. I do have to gain some experience still. I think I get like 6 experience from this scenario. And we also have to add those weaknesses to our deck. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, the best way by supporting the channel is by watching our videos, liking our videos, commenting on our videos, all the simple stuff that you can do in like literally a second. So if you want to do that, consider going down and pressing the like button on this video. If you're watching on Twitch, being here and chatting is also really cool. Even if you're just throwing emojis in chat. Like it literally just... It all is golden. Lastly, if you really want to support the channel, you can consider joining our Patreon page, which you can find down in the video description, and you can join these awesome patrons here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.